Deion Sanders is at it again. This against the media. I don't know what it is about Coach Prime and the media right now, but he's not a fan. He calls out the media because his players are getting NIL money, and the media is mad because they broke. We got to talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYjr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Deion Sanders is in the news again because he's the gift that keeps on giving. This time he's talking about the media again and why the media members are slandering his team because they used to be easy on college football players, and now they're bashing college football players because they're getting NIL money. You don't believe me? I promise you this is what he said. This is what he had to say the other day when meeting with the press. Basically how the media members are mad that Colorado guys are getting money and the media guys aren't. Let's take a listen. This is Coach Prime right here talking about getting money.
When I say I genuinely love these kids, I genuinely really do. It's not about what they can do for me on the football field. It's about what I can help them with in life. Landscape has changed in football. Once upon a time, you guys never attacked college players. Now they're making more money than y'all. And some of y'all are envious and jealous about that.
Ooh.
So you're on the attack. It was hands off a college player because he's an amateur. Remember that, guys? Now it's hands on. Go at them any kind of way you want. They're making more money than me, and I'm mad about it. When you attack them, these guys are sensitive. They've never been attacked. They hadn't gone through what a grown man, what I've been going through with y'all for years. They haven't done that. So it is what it is. I know you're going to do your job and what you must do, but your job does not say attack. The personal stuff, leave it to be personal, because if we start flipping the script on y'all, you wouldn't like it. I can easy. Thank you, Lord, for stopping me there. Ooh, that was almost a good one. That would have went viral. When I
Okay, so there's so much wrong with this. Like, there's just absolutely so much. One, who the hell is attacking these guys? Like, who in the media is attacking the players? Yes, there may be media members that don't like Prime. There may be members like that don't believe in what he's doing. They don't believe that this is sustainable. I don't believe that this is sustainable. I don't believe he'll be there after this year. I don't believe that he's building a culture and a program that is built for success for the foreseeable future, not just for the right now. I don't believe in all that. And I've said that multiple times, but that's not attacking the players. That's not attacking the team. And let's be honest here, guys. He's talking about one player. He's talking about his son, Shedeur Sanders. And people aren't attacking him personally. One, media has always been critical of college football players. Like, that's what they do. I'm not saying that there was a level of amateurism that they would stop and not go as hard as you would say an NFL quarterback, because an NFL quarterback at the time was getting 10, 15, 20 million versus a college football player wasn't making anything. But that's not the case anymore. College football players aren't amateurs. And his son, the quarterback, that's who he's talking about. Nobody else gets any kind of criticism. Travis Hunter has been lauded as the best player in college football, even by the staunchest of Colorado critics. So he's not talking about Travis. And the only people getting NIL money at Colorado for real is Travis and Shedeur. And Shedeur gets criticism because of what Shedeur does. Shedeur brings criticism to himself. He had a whole campaign last year doing this, and they went 4-8. And then this year, their one loss, he leaves the game early. And then their win against Colorado State, he wouldn't shake the quarterback's hand. Now, there's people that's defended him on that, but there are people, if they're being critical, say, hey, that's not leadership qualities that teams in the NFL would turn over their multi-billion-dollar franchise to a guy that won't shake a quarterback's hand, all because the quarterback said we should have beat these guys and they play for clicks and that their Instagram followers can't save them when they play us. The rival quarterback said that at Media Day 2 months ago. Like, that is you can't F with me is what he said. Like what Shedeur said, you can't F with me. Yeah, NFL teams are going to like that. NFL teams are going to hand the keys to the multi-billion-dollar franchise to a guy who goes up to players on opposing teams and says, you can't F with me. And that is most known for this more than anything during his college career. Like, so, yeah, but that's not being personal. That's analyzing the quarterback. Quarterbacks draft stock fall all the time for immaturity. And then a lot of times the guys, when they drop their draft stock for immaturity, it tends to be right. Johnny Manziel, a lot of people thought, some people thought he could be the #1 overall pick the year he came out. He dropped because of immaturity. And guess what? It played. Baker Mayfield, he ended up going #1 overall. And guess what? He got flamed out of Cleveland because of immaturity. And Will Levis, we're watching Will Levis. They thought he was going to be a first-round pick. He drops to the second round because he was immature, and we're watching his immaturity play out on the field. So come on, bro. All because, I mean, like, what are we talking about? Colorado, if people are criticizing them, it's never personal. And the one thing that's getting old and getting sickening is that Colorado can talk all the trash in the world. Colorado can put out all the videos and talk all the trash and do all of that stuff. But as soon as somebody says something about them, or as soon as somebody does something that Prime, or the rest of those guys don't like, they cry wolf. You can't be a baby. You can't sit there and do all the bragging and boasting and have all the bravado and all the swag and do all of that and have all the cameras and all the celebrities and everybody being #1 Colorado fans. And then as soon as somebody says something that you don't like, not personal, not overly egregious, not any of those things, you come crying. Like I think Paul Feinbein said he was gaslighting us, and I agree. Like, are you serious? Who? And first of all, find me somebody who's saying something personal about Colorado. Like somebody in national publication, national media. Yeah, you could say me, I'm a hater or whatever. Like, no, I only criticize the stuff that anybody else would get criticized over. Anybody else at any other program would get criticized for not shaking the opposing quarterback's hand. Anybody else on any other program would get criticized for leaving the game early, which Shedeur did multiple times last year, and their one loss this year when they get curb stomped by Nebraska, he leaves the game with 2 minutes left. Anybody else is getting criticized. Anybody else would get criticized for constantly crying and moaning and whining about the media, banning reporters and putting out a press release. Anybody else is getting criticized for that. Most people aren't worried about that because they're worried about winning football games, not winning press conferences and winning YouTube videos. Most people are more too focused. They're so ingratiated. You got a game against Baylor this week, and you worried about media and this fake slander that's taking place. Nobody is slandering Colorado. Nobody. Like, please find me the publication that is hating on Colorado on personal attacks. Yeah, you may say they stink. You don't think they're going to win 5 games. You think this exact same team from last year, but that's all football analysis. And this whole, like, we've never criticized college football players. Like, stop it. Tebow used to get criticized for taking a knee because he was praying. Brian Bosworth was the biggest D-bag in the history of college sports. He used to get criticized all the time. Johnny Manziel and the money sign, people used to criticize the hell out of him. Everybody gets criticized in college sports. Now they just make millions of dollars. And when you make millions of dollars, you make it a little extra criticism. Now I don't feel as bad when I'm making my criticisms. Caleb Williams was criticized for crying in the stands just last year. So what are you talking about? People aren't getting criticized. Like that's in the personal attack. Just find me the personal attacks. I don't know of these personal attacks that are taking place. People are attacking, or not necessarily, they're not attacking anything. They're criticizing the play on the field. You played one legit team, Nebraska. Let me not take North Dakota State as a legit team, but they're FCS. They have a scholarship limit less than the FBS. Colorado State is bad. They stink. Like they stink, like as it is. You played one FBS team that didn't stink, and you got curb stomped. And they had a true freshman quarterback, and their coach is in his second year. You're in your second year, and it looked night and day, the programs. You get another chance to prove yourself against Baylor this week and UCF next week. Focus on Baylor and less on the media. That's my thing. But to say that reporters are going extra hard at Colorado because they getting money in NIL and the reporters aren't, like, give me a break, bro. Like, these same reporters cover NFL players. Like, what the hell are we talking about? We're just saying anything at this point. Oh, because they haven't gone through what I've gone through. So what? Who cares? Go coach football and quit worrying. You're worrying too much. Like, that's the problem. You worry too much about what's being said in the media and what the media is doing, and not enough about what's taking place on the football field and improving your offensive line and improving your running game and making sure your son is not acting like a brat and being a real leader of men who a multi-billion-dollar organization in the NFL is willing to hand the keys over to. Because that's the thing. If you've noticed, Shedeur preseason, top 5, top 3 player in the country, he's starting to slide down those draft boards. And it's not because of his play, because he's extremely talented. It's because of all the antics and the shenanigans and everything else that comes with it that's not football related. Because football-wise, he's really talented. He's good as hell. But all the other stuff is going to cause every year. We see it every year. Players slide in the draft every single year, particularly quarterbacks that you feel like should have went higher. Certain quarterbacks get elevated and other ones slide. And a lot of it has to do with not on the field, but your intangibles off the field. And you're not doing him any favors by going out doing stuff like this. You're not doing him any favors at all. Like we were all making this thing that he's going to be the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. They watched that game against Nebraska and watched him walk off the field against Nebraska with 2 minutes left, and Dak got $60 million a year. Dak literally got $60 million a year the next day. I don't know, man. We got to watch and see what happens. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Deion says the media is mad at Colorado players because they get an NIL bag and the media members are broke, which is crazy. My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on X and Instagram at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Peace.